Are you a health and wellness professional who wants to start and scale a profitable business using Instagram? And you want to use Instagram to generate more leads, more customers, and more clients? Then stay tuned. I'll walk you through the best Instagram bio for health professionals to generate more views, more customers, and clients. Let's get into it. What's up, coach? Thank you so much for joining me in another episode of the PT Profit Podcast. I'm your host, Beverly Simpson. If this is the first time you're hanging out with me today, welcome. I'm super pumped that you're here. As a former district fitness manager who then grew two multiple six-figure businesses online, one actually crossing over to that seven-figure mark, I have seen and learned a thing or two, and I did it specifically using Instagram. First, by growing my account to this, and then to my second account, this, where we generated 500K in contracts with less than 2,000 followers. So let's take a look at how we can use Instagram and set up our bio for the best possible outcome for new leads, new clients, and new customers. So the first thing that we are looking at when we're actually looking at the bio is first we have to understand the customer journey in terms of how they actually get to your Instagram profile and review your bio. So when you first set up your Instagram account, whether you're new or scaling and you've been trying to work at this for a while, the first three things that people are going to see when they are searching is they're going to see your handle. So they're going to see your handle, they're going to see your beautiful photo, and then they're also going to see your name. So if you're not meta verified or paying for meta verified, then your name becomes a SEO enriched place. So what does that mean? That means that it becomes keywords that people are searching for in the app. Now, a couple things about keywords, especially if you're health and fitness, if you have not noticed already, you cannot optimize for weight loss or fat loss. In fact, when you type in weight loss in the bar, you're going to get a help is available message. So this isn't quote unquote a shadow banned keyword. However, it is very challenging. You cannot optimize for weight loss because if people type in weight loss, they're going to get a help is available. Same with fat loss. Help is available. So you have to think about the words. How can you say weight loss without saying weight loss? How can you say fat loss without saying fat loss? If that's what you teach. Not everybody is in fat loss. Not everybody is in weight loss. So just some simple things that you can consider when setting up your profile. So you have to think about what are the places, how are people going to get to your profile? So first it's your handle, then it's your name, and your name you can use to be keywords. So I recommend using the keywords that your ideal clients are looking for, that I recommend are within Instagram's guidelines. Then your beautiful face. They want to connect with people. People connect with people. You'll have other opportunities to put your branding on your profile page. So once they go to your profile, so first your handle, your name, and your photo is going to get them to your profile. Now we need to take a look at what the bio actually says. So a customer becomes a customer when you can carry them through this ladder of believability, where they believe in your authority and expertise. So you need to answer the question, why should I believe you? They also need to believe in your offer, your program, your services, your method. So you need to answer, will this work? Then you need to answer, will this work for me? So they need to believe in themselves that they can do it. And a lot of coaches miss this. Then you need to answer, do I need this now? So they need to believe this, they need this now. That's how you close that gap. And how do you do that? You remove any and all doubt. Doubt about themselves, doubt about you and your process, doubt about the offer, and move them towards desire. You don't need to create desire. The desire is already there. That's how you get people to take action. So how do you do that? Well, you do that with context. You do that with a deep understanding, knowing of who your ideal client is, but not just the demographics that everyone talks about. I'm talking about the specificity in the problem that you solve, in the outcome that you deliver, in the way that you deliver it for the specific person. Think about it. A single mom in Ohio, 23, is going to have different problems than a empty nester mom who's in California. It's a different person. So the more specific that you can be with problems and outcomes, the better. Why? Because people will then raise their hand and say, yes, that's me. So how do we do this on the profile? Well, the first place is going to be in your bio. Those are the questions I would encourage you to always be answering. Why should I listen to you? Will this work? Will this work for me? And do I need this now? Every ask, that's what you are carrying people through in that ladder of believability, starting with that first line. That first line can be your help statement. Now, I help. So I help who, get what, without why has been villainized across, everybody is doing that. So if you don't want to do that, think of other ways that you can communicate it. So that you can communicate who you help, what you do, what this page is about. Answer that question. Will this work for me? And you have about 3 to 5 seconds to answer that question. So at a glance, is this for them? Then underneath it, it's going to be your authority statement. What is your authority expertise statement that backs up the claim for why you know that you could do this? Now, a lot of people want to put their certifications in there. They want to put, their letters, which are great. It demonstrates an expertise, but is that an expertise that your people are going to know? Because they don't know what CSCS is. They don't know what a CPT is. I would be remiss to know if they even know what an RD is, if I'm being honest. And maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but the more specific and clear that you can be in your expertise, the better. So this could be, helped hundreds of coaches, helped hundreds of people. This could be several. And if you're like, but I haven't helped hundreds. Okay, what about several? What about a handful? What about you? What's your story? Like gone from, lost 100 pounds and kept it off in 5 years. Went from concussion to, from pain to performance, from concussion to running a marathon, right? So, whatever your level of expertise, I want to have that in there. Who I help, why I know this, and then give me the gap for taking the next step. Like, why should I take the next step? So that next line can be about what that next step is. Like, is the next step going to be your freebie? Is the next step going to be your, DM you? And if they do DM you, what is the context of what they get in that DM? And then let me show you how for free. Like show them, like tell them, call them to arms. What's the next step that they need to do? Then that link that's in your bio, we need to make sure there's no more than 3 options. 3, I like to do, sometimes I'm breaking the mold, but honestly, a confused mind, it doesn't take the next option. So give them 3 options, okay? So then I want to look at your highlights. Now I know that there's rumors that your highlights are going away, but literally your 3 pinned posts and your highlights are going to be your client's magazine. If they go deeper, how can you really continue to remove doubt and deepen the sense of trust in your process and you as an expert and move them towards the desire? That's what we're doing in your 3 pinned posts and what we're doing in your highlights. So can you give me in your highlights, case studies, proof, demonstration, results? Can you give them, education, mini trainings? Let them go deeper with you. Nobody's going to spend thousands of dollars on coaching from a 7-second reel. Reels are great, but not to go deep. You have to think top of funnel content, short form content for reach, wide testing out content. And then your long form is your opportunity to go deeper so that you deepen the sense of This person gets me and knows how to do it. Case studies, your long form educational content, free resources. What are the next step? What are the best ways to learn more about your process and ways of doing things? Can we also do your work with us, like ways to work with you? How about you? Let me know about you. Now, if you have a logo and you want to use your logo brand, that could be a great place in your highlight covers to put the logo. Just saying. Then in your 3 pinned posts, I like my 3 pinned posts to be start here. Make it crystal clear for your ideal clients. Trying to do X without Y, start here. And then in that start here can be your context of this is how who I am, why I do this. Okay, and where I was and where I am now. Then that second pinned post, can that be a educational results in advance type of post? Maybe that's the post where you are, your quick win, something that is a demonstration of them to go, oh, wow, why didn't I think of that? And then that third pin post that I like to pin, sometimes I'll do an about me. Sometimes I'll do sometimes my third pin post is going to be what I'm promoting. Maybe it's like on sale now. Maybe it's like, hey, want to get started with real results right now. And then it'll be an ask to buy will be at the top. And I'll let that third pin be that pin that will interchange depending on what promotion or what experience I'm running at this second. And the same thing if I'm in a promotional period, then I'll interchange that link where instead of giving them options, it's one link where it's literally I want you to do this. This is what we're doing. Take this right now. Give yourself permission to explore different ways of saying the same thing. Give yourself permission to change your bio. And once you optimize your profile and your bio, then you'll start to see more people take that next step action that you want, whether it's to DM you, whether it's to follow you. Give them a reason to do those actions. Once you do that, your Instagram will be set up and optimized for new leads, new views, and then eventually new customers and clients. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on this short, quick episode. I'll catch you on the next one.